What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody had a great New Year's day. Hope you had a great 2023. I hope you have a great and prosperous 2024. Things are looking so much better for the Dallas Cowboys this year versus the year before, where hell, we made the playoffs, we actually got a win, and unfortunately succumbed to the San Francisco 49ers. I've got Niner fans that are just assuming that they've already punched their ticket in their space for the Super Bowl, and I keep trying to say this season, more than any other season, has been completely unpredictable. 5 weeks ago, we were all looking at the Philadelphia Eagles and having the road to the Super Bowl go through Philadelphia. And right now, they are literally talking about Nick Sirianni is coaching for his job right now. It's crazy to think that the Green Bay Packers that started off terrible, might be playing the Cowboys in the playoffs. It's crazy how this season has been. If it were scripted, you would say the NFL figured out the best thing that they can do is have so many different teams as that team. This year we've seen, Miami's been that team, and then of course they got dismantled by Baltimore. Now Baltimore seems to be that team. San Francisco's been that team. The Eagles have been that team. The Cowboys were for a minute. Buffalo has been. The Jags were. And you see this upheaval, and everybody getting on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon, or the Josh Allen, the Dak Prescott, the Lamar Jackson, that it's constantly been turning over team to team to team. And by doing so, you have so many fan bases that are saying, we might be a playoff team. We might be the best team in football. And it seems like it's going to be, it's created even more and more views. In the end, that's what you want. In social media and regular media, in anything, you want people to watch. The NFL definitely has that. It has all of the above. And I'm not saying that it's fixed or rigged, but it's amazing how this year has worked out that way. I'm asking this in all seriousness. I have a friendship that's kind of strained because of our difference of opinion about Dak Prescott. Basically, I'm told that there are Cowboy fans and then there are fans of Dak Prescott, that you are one or the other. Now, in my mind, I actually feel like I've been vindicated because people have told me from the beginning. I looked at the Senior Bowl in 2016, and I looked because the Cowboys were the coaching staff for the Senior Bowl, and people kept talking about Carson Wentz, that the Cowboys might draft this young guy, Carson Wentz, to be their quarterback. And I'm not the big college guy. I'm not the big college football guy. I don't watch a lot of college football. But I watched that year, because let me see, is this guy we're going to be getting for a quarterback? And I remember seeing Dak Prescott, and I was like, who's this guy? Because he played better than Carson Wentz. And I started looking it up, and I'm like, Mississippi. And I was like, Mississippi State was actually number one for a few weeks. And I start looking at the talent that he had around him, and he didn't have a lot of talent. He didn't have a lot of prospects that were going to the pros. The only other person from his team that was drafted was, on the offense, was a tight end in the 6th round. But I saw this kid, and I said, I think this is the guy for the Dallas Cowboys to draft. And I believed in Dak Prescott from that moment. His rookie year, I remember people saying, he'll be flipping burgers. We've gone through they're winning, but they're just dinking and dunking, and Then it was the sophomore slump, and we heard that Carson Wentz is such a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, and so on. And after him, of course, it was Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, and Russell. I mean, it was always somebody that was always better than what Dak Prescott was, and that he wasn't the guy. Well, here it is. As I look at the Commanders, who have gone through another season where they don't know who's going to be quarterback next year, as usual, which is almost annual. As I've seen guys like Deshaun Watson, who literally they're winning without him, not because of him. If anything, they're doing better without him. Seeing Russell Wilson, knowing that he's just going to get cut. Seeing all of these guys like Carson Wentz, who's a backup for the Rams. All these people that they've said are better than Dak and so on. Seeing Justin Herbert not even making it through the season and looking like ass under Kellen Moore. I think it's time for us to start looking at Dak Prescott and saying, this guy is really good. You go through the numbers right now for this season in yardage. I wrote them down. 4,237 yards. His third season of over 4,000 yards. He's fourth this year in yardage. Number one in TD passes this year. Interceptions, he's 20th. He's not in the top 5 in that one. Second in touchdown percentage. 5th yard average. That's yards per pass. Has the second highest rating at 104. Has the second highest QBR. He's 6th in yard passing per game. And 5th in success rate. When you're in the top 5 of every category, you have to be in the top 5. Now, what they always say is, Dak Prescott, he's a game manager. Just don't screw up. Well, I have to tell you, that play in the end zone when he was dead to the rights about to be sacked for safety, that he gets out of that and finds CeeDee Lamb. I don't know that I've seen a better play than that this year. I honestly don't. If you have, please tell me what it is so I can go back and relive it, because that was incredible. And when it came crunch time, when you had to have it, he led his team down the field for the game-winning score. He did that last week too. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs, but you got to look at this and say, the Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb, who is second in the league in pass and receptions. But you look at everybody else. He's got 1,600 yards. The next closest player is 1,000 yards behind. It's not like we've got spectacular wide receiver play. It's not like we've got Deebo Samuels, Ayuk, and Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey. Our running game is horrendous this year for a Dallas Cowboys team. It stinks. Last week, Tony Pollard got 50 yards, and all that was mostly that last drive. He was averaging 1.8 yards a carry for the first 3 quarters. You can't look and say Dak's being carried by the offensive line. The offensive line, Terrence Steele, is not anywhere near the $83 million contract that he got paid this offseason right now. Now, I'm hopeful that he's going to get it back, maybe by next year, another year removed from the knee injury. Tyron Smith has been in and out of the lineup. Mosley has been great. Biotish, Zach Martin, been good as always. But you don't have elite talent. Dak Prescott, as they always say, an elite quarterback carries the team. Well, he's definitely put that team on his back and carried the load. It's time to start giving the man some credit. If the Cowboys had a cheaper, better option, you can best believe they would be there. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of teams, regardless of what they say on ESPN, that would love to have Dak Prescott. This is a big week. This is a week to win the division and get ready to get into the playoffs with some momentum. And I sure hope as hell that we can do that. We will be at FedEx Field, and if you want some information on it, the community tab, there's a post in there with all the information on there. If you want to get tickets, we have tickets through the Commanders, but you need to go ahead and hurry up and get those like tomorrow. There's contact information with Jed Pilgrim in that post. If you can't find that, email me, cowboysmark94@gmail, and I'll get back to you. Other than that, you got to remember to tell the people you love them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Time in life is short, and you have to make the most of it. Because when it's gone and you can't get it back. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And God willing, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll let him go out on his own. Peace out.